Do you know the Boeing 747 three-engine project? Yes, that existed. Check out the history of the trigid today. I would like to remind you to subscribe to the channel and share the videos. Fasten your seat belts and come on board. Long before the Boeing 747 became the queen of the skies, it existed only as a bold idea, an aircraft that could reshape the world of air travel. In the mid-1960s, Boeing was at a crossroads. The U.S. Air Force was searching for a new heavy transport aircraft, and commercial airlines were pressuring manufacturers for a jetliner capable of carrying hundreds of passengers. Amid this fertile ground of ambition, one of the most curious and ambitious proposals emerged: a three-engine Boeing 747. At the time, the future of large jet aircraft was uncertain. Twin-engine aircraft were limited by performance and safety standards. Four-engine designs were heavy and expensive to maintain. Lockheed was developing the L-1011 TriStar, and McDonnell Douglas had begun work on the DC-10, both with three engines. Boeing, never one to shy away from unconventional ideas, considered doing the same: a three-engine wide-body airliner with a high-mounted center engine at the base of the vertical stabilizer, just like its rivals. The idea was driven by a desire to create a cost-effective, long-range aircraft with fewer engines than the traditional quad jets. A three-engine configuration would mean less weight, potentially better fuel efficiency, and lower maintenance costs, all while retaining enough power and redundancy to fly transcontinental or even transoceanic routes. The proposed layout included two large turbofans under the wings and one built into the tail, connected through a long S-duct, an engineering challenge that would become familiar in the DC-10 and TriStar programs. Boeing's engineers explored several variations of the design. Some proposals included a T-tail, while others had a more conventional tail structure. The aircraft would seat around 300 passengers in two decks, with early concept experimenting with a full-length upper deck, an idea later abandoned in favor of the now iconic hump design of the actual 747. The three-engine design had aerodynamic appeal, and the company worked on wind tunnel models and structural analyses to explore its feasibility. However, as the project matured, so did its challenges. The central engine in the tail presented major difficulties in terms of intake airflow, maintenance access, and center of gravity balance. Additionally, there were concerns about asymmetric thrust in the event of an engine failure. These technical issues, combined with complexity of certifying a new three-engine aircraft for long-range flight, gradually dimmed the appeal of the concept. Meanwhile, Boeing's design team received a defining push from another direction: a U.S. Air Force competition to develop a military cargo plane, which would become the C-5 Galaxy. Though Boeing did not win the contract, the experience gained in designing the large, four-engine aircraft influenced their next move. The company realized that if it scaled up the design and adapted it for commercial use, the resulting airliner could fulfill both civilian and military needs, albeit in different forms. Eventually, Boeing abandoned the tri-jet design and moved forward with what would become the 747-100, a four-engine, high-capacity aircraft with intercontinental range and revolutionary features like the upper deck lounge. The decision to adopt four engines, though more costly in some respects, offered unmatched safety, power, and reliability for the era. The three-engine 747 remained a fascinating, in aviation history, an elegant concept that never left the drawing board. Today, few people know that the world's most iconic jumbo jet once flirted with becoming a tri-jet. But in the annals of design, every success is born from a dozen forgotten paths. And this quiet chapter of innovation reminds us just how close the future often comes to turning out differently.